Hello friends, so we saw that prosperity, Old Testament is prosperity and New Testament is adversity, but as we have seen, adversity brings out your metal, your real metal, that is fortitude, that is the blessing of adversity. And so we come to the last class today. Prosperity is not without many fears and mistakes, and adversity is not without comforts and hopes. So there is balance. Understand? There is balance. Misery and one side you have misery. Life to be or not to be, isn't it? That is Hamlet's that undiscovered bond, from whose bond not traveler returns. And he says, the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune. The slings and arrows of outrageous fortune. That is misery. But he says there are some blessings associated with that, connected with that. And prosperity is not without fears. Why? There is possibility that you may be proud, you become proud, you will become arrogant, you will become extravagant, you will be wasting your money. Lots of problems are there. Friends will join you, duplicate friends, hypocrites, and they will come with you, they play with you and take away all your money. So if you are not following temperance, if you are not cultivating the virtue of temperance when you are in prosperity, of course there are fears, no doubt. And that's why we saw civilizations, the decline and fall of the Roman Empire. That is a very good example or a notorious example for how prosperity can, or the fears involved in, or the fears inherent in prosperity. You remember now, they used to eat up to their neck and put their hands inside vomit so that they can eat more. What the situation is. Imagine. So, prosperity is not without many fears. And distaste, that means things which you don't like can happen. And adversity is not without comforts and hopes. Adversity, already we have seen the story of Pandavas. We have also seen the story of Joseph in the Old Testament. So there are people who suffered, isn't it? But at last, finally what happened? They won. So there is hope. As I said, there is silver lining in the clouds, or there is light at the end of the tunnel. All what you have to do is you remain. Story of Job. Yesterday we considered that. Yes. So second step, we see the needleworks and embroideries. It is more pleasing to have a lively work upon a sad, solemn ground. Black background, red colored painting. How will it look? It's a pleasure of the eye. Pleasures of the eye. It will look very beautiful. Than to have a dark and melancholy work upon a lightsome ground. Lightsome means bright. If it is a bright background and you have a painting in grey color, that won't give you any pleasure to your eye. Like that he says, judge therefore of the pleasures of the heart by the pleasures of the eye. So in painting you can see the pleasures of the eye. Better is black background. Exactly like that. In life, if you want to enjoy the pleasures of the heart, it has to be in a black background. A black background means in adversity. A person who comes up in life struggling through his life. You have seen, you have heard of self-made man. Isn't it? Abraham Lincoln, a great example. Self-made man. So such people you can see, their background is dark. but it gives you not only pleasures of the eye, pleasures of the heart. Pleasures of the heart means that affection, that love. So the pleasure of the intellect, so to say, when you think about it, isn't it? See, a person suffering, but becoming successful. Nelson Mandela, the other day we told about that. Nelson Mandela. How many years of incarceration? Incarceration means imprisonment. So in prison, sorry. How many years of imprisonment? But finally he became successful. He came out victorious, triumphant. So that is the pleasures of the heart, pleasures of the intellect. Understand? Yeah, that's it. Or you see, imagine like this. Some people are climbing a hill. Or some people, okay, Everest, let us say. They are climbing. It takes sometimes years. They are climbing. Finally they reach there. Another person lands on Everest in a say, helicopter. Which would you like most? Or which would give more pleasure to you? The people who are traveling or who are trekking like this, great difficulty, suffering all the problems, changes in weather and so on, finally they succeed. Does that give you greater pleasure than the person who landed on Everest in a helicopter? Surely, I am sure, pleasures of the heart and pleasures of the eye together you will get when you read the story of the persons who made their way to, say, suffering lot of problems, say, pain, then muscle cramp. Maybe sometimes they may not even able to eat or drink. See, which one would be more attractive to you? Sure that this one will be the more attractive. So that is what Bacon says. You struggle through your life and then you get. Which is better? A person is working very hard right from the very first day of his college and then finally he gets first rank, or he gets a first rank through some mischievous means, say copying or influence of some people and so on. Which is better? Of course the first one, no doubt. Struggle. Struggle has got its not advantage, the pleasure. The pleasures of struggling, yes. And the last sentence, certainly virtues like precious odors, a sweet smell or fragrance, precious odors, virtues like that. Most fragrant, sweet smelling when they are incensed or crushed. So if you have got certain leaves are there, medicinal plants, you take the leaves and smell, there is practically nothing. But if you crush it and smell, then you get that sweet, that fragrance. So crush. Like that, if a person is crushed by faith, what happens is that he will come out a victorious person. You will know who he is. Listen, it is like, say, if you pamper a child, if you don't, you spare the stick, what will happen is the child, 99.9% it is possible that he will get spoiled. But you you provide a tough background. See, let him struggle through his life. Then you will see that he will, 99.9% I can say, he will come out successful in his life. Understand? Yeah. So certainly virtues like precious odors, most fragrant when they are incensed or crushed. For prosperity doth best recover vice. That's the thing. So prosperity, there is a possibility that it may create situations for your bad habits or your bad character to grow. Recover vice. Vices will grow in prosperity, but in adversity, that best recover virtue. Or when you are in struggle or struggling, when you have to lead a very hard life, what happens is there is all the possibility that your good qualities will grow and develop. In prosperity, your bad qualities may grow and develop. But in adversity, your good qualities may grow and develop. Yes. So adversity is not anything bad. It's good, provided you take it with the right spirit, with an optimism. Sure and certain there will be light at the end of the tunnel. So we have come to the end of this, and conclusion is this, that prosperity and adversity, they have their blessings and also curses inherent in them. And then he says, if you want to get the best out of a leaf of a medicinal plant, then what you have to do is, or incense for example, you have to crush it, exactly like that. If you want to bring out the best in a man or woman, what you have to do is, you have to crush that person. You need not crush, but the fate will crush, or circumstances will crush. Then what will happen? You will become, your good qualities will come out. On the other hand, prosperity, there is a danger that your bad qualities may come out and develop, because there will be many people surrounding you, attracted by your money, attracted by your wealth, attracted by your luxury, and they will carry you along with them. Hope that you have been enjoying my classes. And of course, this is a very, only 13 or 14 sentences, shortest one, but at the same time you have seen how beautifully the whole thing has been argued and concluded. With many, see for example, there are similes here, which is one of the, you will find such a rare style in other essays. But in this essay you have got 2 or 3 times he is comparing. See, for example, here sentence 12 you see that the comparison of pleasures of heart and pleasures of the eye. The other is, you can see how to bring out the fragrant smell from a medicinal plant, the leaf of a medicinal plant, or fragrant odors, that's all what I said. Need not be medicinal plant, can be incense. Incense, you see that small, like what do you call it, crystals of incense, a small round thing. You press it, then you will get the smell, the fragrant smell. So like that, if you press a man, struggle, give him an opportunity to struggle, then definitely he or she will become, come out triumphant. And once she or he becomes triumphant, come out, then they will be able to face life, whatever may come. Otherwise, what will happen? He will become very weak and tired, and because you are always supported. You are always supported like this. When you withdraw the support, that fellow will collapse. I hope that you have been enjoying and following my lectures. But one thing you remember, told you this, to kill the killer virus, use soap and sanitize. That's our slogan this week. I had given yesterday another, the day before yesterday another. So this is today's. So you have got, and also you can also go through my Corona literacy. I have already given 5 lessons. You can go through that. And I think if you enjoy that, of course, it's only 50 seconds, 60 seconds or 1.5 minutes duration. So that will not take away your precious time. Hope that you enjoy all these things. My tiny efforts, so to say, for my part. Hope that you are keeping fine and take care of your health. Bye. Have a nice day.